So I forgive myself that I've accepted and allowed myself to not be consistent and persistent in my application of self-forgiveness. This one life to live, This one life to live. I'm wasting the life in energy highs and energy attachments and hatred and everything. I forgive myself, accept myself to feel energetic highs and lows. When I'm energetically high, I'm so excited, and when I'm energetically low, I'm very depressed, and I'm a vicious, nasty fellow then. I forgive myself, accept myself to be so nasty and vicious when my energy is low. I forgive myself, accept myself to identify with my mind's energy that's going up and down and up and down. As the energy of my mind fluctuates, my behavior is fluctuating, my words that I speak fluctuating, my commitments fluctuate. I become so angry and nasty. I forgive myself, accept myself to be so angry and nasty, so mean and nasty. I forgive myself that I accept myself to become so nasty and mean as the energy of my mind shifts. I forgive myself, accept myself to believe at night time it's okay for me to be cranky and mean because I forgive myself that I accept myself to believe I am mean and cranky. I forgive myself, accept myself to believe that when my energy is down that I can be angry and nasty. I forgive myself, accept myself to want to punish others when I feel energetically low and mean. I forgive myself, accept myself to believe that I can punish and hurt others in demanding energetic attention when I am feeling low. And behold, and if I don't get the energetic attention, I'll be a vicious, nasty fellow. I forgive myself, accept myself to react in viciousness whenever I don't get energetic attention. I forgive myself, accept myself to crave and demand attention from others, not realizing this has been the single most problem-making issue in my life. Everywhere I go, I demand people's attention, be it at work or social circles or at home, with relationships, with parents, with brothers. In some form or other, I demand attention, and sensing that, they withdraw it. They don't pay attention to me, and then I more demand attention, and then I get really angry and nasty. Then I spit out my utter anger at them. I forgive myself, accept myself to hurt others to the maximum point when I am in energetic need. I forgive myself, accept myself to believe that I need energy. I am very much like a vampire. When I don't get the energy, I will go after the other person at any cost. I forgive myself, accept myself to desire energy. I forgive myself, accept myself to desire the energy of money. I forgive myself that I accept myself to desire the energy of attention. I forgive myself, accept myself to desire the attention and attention given to me by others. I forgive myself, accept myself to believe others must talk about me. I forgive myself, accept myself to believe others must make jokes about me or pay attention to me directly or indirectly. I forgive myself, accept myself to crave to be called by my name. I forgive myself, accept myself to want people to mention my name in my conversations, otherwise I will get angry. I forgive myself, accept myself to derive energetic high upon hearing the sound of my name. I forgive myself, accept myself to feel excited when I hear the sound of my name. I forgive myself, accept myself to feel an energetic high when I hear the sound of my name. So when others call me by my name, I am feeling excited. I forgive myself that I've accepted myself to derive excitement by hearing the name, the sound of my name. I forgive myself, accept myself to feel excited and high when I hear the energetic frequency of my name. I forgive myself, accept myself to want others to pay attention to me. I forgive myself, accept myself to crave for attention from others. I forgive myself, accept myself to want and crave attention from others, otherwise I'll be so angry and mean. I forgive myself, accept myself to crave attention from others, otherwise I'll be so angry and mean. I forgive myself, accept myself to never consider the principle of equality and oneness, and never consider what is best for all. I forgive myself, accept myself, never consider what is best for all. Instead, always consider what is best for my energetic highness, because that's what I'm always busy with. I forgive myself that accept myself always busy with what is best for me, and never considering what is best for all. I forgive myself, accept myself to always look at me, and me, like a hungry ghost, like a vampire who wants energy, who wants to suck blood every night so that he can live for another day. This is exactly how I operate. I want to suck the attention of others, that they have to pay attention to me. Especially my wife, if she doesn't pay attention to me the way I like it, oh God, there will be some kind of anger will come out of me. I forgive myself that I've accepted and allow myself to demand attention from others. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe that nobody will pay attention to me because I am so unlikable and unlovable. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe I am such an unlikable person. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe I am such an unlovable person. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe I am such an unfriendly person. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe I am a boring person. Therefore, nobody will pay attention to me unless I do some dramatic actions. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to evaluate my self-worth based upon how much attention I get from others. The more attention I get, the more then I must be cool. Otherwise, I am no cool. I am no good. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe that I am such a hopeless case. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe that I am a neglected human being. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to blame my parents for the apparent lack of attention that I receive from this world. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe that my parents ignored me as a child, gave me the impression of an unworthy person, and therefore my whole life I lived as feeling unworthy and left out. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe I am an outsider. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe everyone is targeting me. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe that everyone is going after me and targeting me. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe that my mother was the primary person who was against me, and she ganged up against me. She ganged up with everyone against me. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to experience extreme pain when my mother was ganging up with others against me. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to experience extreme pain and suffering when my mother was attacking me and grouping with others and attacking me. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to experience severe pain and isolation when my mother was after me, believing that I was such a horrible human being that she ganged up with others against me. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to hold severe anger and hatred for my apparent belief that others ganged up against me. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to hold up rage and anger within me for my apparent belief that my mother and father and others ganged up against me. They singled me out. They targeted me. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to carry so much pain with me, believing that my mother and father singled me out. They targeted me. The whole family was targeting me. Like I was like a dartboard. They all attacked me. Even though some of these things may be true, but my carrying of such thing within my head is a greater problem than the actual historic events. Because I'm carrying on with the emotional burden from the past, thereby not releasing the past, thereby just carrying the past within me. So that is a more serious problem than the actual historical incidents, for which every human being in this world is responsible. I mean, why do we have abusive parents in the first place? Because of lack of education, lack of proper skills. Nobody is really a human being in this world. Everyone is some kind of a robot, emotionally microchipped, emotion, thoughts, feeling. Even a mother can abuse a child. That's the world that we live in today. A mother can target a child. Mother can group up with others and knock a child down because of, whatever reason. In my family, I was targeted, yes. My growing up days, they will just target me, single me out, ridicule me. I felt left out from very early age. I felt left out from my home and parents and family, and I felt left out from every group and association I had in my life. And I always try to escape from this thing, and I never found the right way. But now I found the right way. It is through self-forgiveness. Because in self-forgiveness, I am releasing all the burdens of my past, all the dependencies, all the attachments and desires. I am releasing them. And I am here as me. And in this, I will birth myself. I give myself the second birth. And I will be born again as a human being. This much I know. Because I will not let other fucked up humans fuck my life. It's not necessary. Yeah, whole of humanity is fucked up. But now I have the tools to set myself to be free from this fucked upness. So I must apply and set myself free. But instead, keep on living in the memories of the past. I am not helping myself. I am rather progressively, keep on. I am not making progress. I am the opposite of progress. Regress. The more you live in the past, the more you head that way. So I forgive myself that I have accepted and allow myself to believe that the past was real to me. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to still want to look at the past and feel sad and regret and feel left out. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to not realize the past is past. What I have is the future. But future cannot be just the future. Otherwise it will be just another copy of the past. So to have a new future, I must self-forgive myself. Every point in the past I must release. Then all the memory and energy will be released. And I am here as a new human being. This is an absolute certain possibility for me. Yes, that I believe. But it requires effort. Rebirthing is a big job. It's much harder than delivering a baby. Much more labor pain. The labor pain of rebirthing life through the physical is not trivial. So I forgive myself that I've accepted and allow myself to believe that I was left out by my own mother. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe my mother targeted me. She ganged up with others against me. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to carry so much anger and pain and hatred towards my mother. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to hate my parents for my apparent belief that they left me out. They did not include me. They targeted me. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to hold grudges against my parents for my apparent belief that they mistreated me. They left me out. They targeted me. They did not give me the same attention like how they give to others. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to grow up within the belief system that I am an outsider. Even with my own family, I was kind of the outsider. I was the one who everyone targeted. I was the one who everyone wants to punish and blame for. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to place myself as a victim. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe that I am a victim. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to validate my past as real. Self-forgiveness is the only way. In this way, the image of the past can be released and will be released. Then I am free from my own past. Whatever the historical events that happen are just information only. They do not have controlling or directing power over my life. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to give energy and attention and power to my past by believing them to be absolutely real. Not realizing that which is real is what I make it real. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to fundamentally believe in the idea that I am an outsider in every circle. Now that I am married and I think in that own family that I am an outsider. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe that my wife and the child are one team and I am an outsider. They are two against me. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to carry these nasty, ridiculous ideas within my head, that believing that I am an outsider within my own home. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe that I am an outsider and everyone is on their one side. Not realizing all these are my own ideas and thoughts that I have allowed and accepted within me as a reality. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe I am a total outsider, that everyone is against me. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself not realize I am an outsider because I believe it so. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to get super duper angry when people don't give me attention, believing they are nasty and mean. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to want everyone to give attention to me. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to demand attention. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe if I don't get attention, then I have the right to be mean and nasty. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself not realize my whole life I have been busy with one single point. That is seeking attention, wanting attention, energetic high and rush. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to want constant attention and energetic high from others. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to want others to pay attention to me at any cost. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to crave for the attention of others. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe that if others give me attention, then my ego will feel good, I feel good. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to believe that I feel good when others give me attention. Not realizing the feel good comes by simply sitting here and breathing. And here there is self-joy. In breath there is self-joy. Wanting others to give me energy or attention or look at me, call my name, smile with me, talk with me. They're all energetic exchanges. I can talk to others, I can smile with others. But in doing so, if I am doing so just to get an energetic high, then that's a problem. I forgive myself that I allow myself to live like a vampire. Blood-sucking vampire, that's what I am. I suck the life energy from others by demanding their attention. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to want attention from others at any cost. No matter what, you better make sure you give me your attention. I forgive myself, accept, allow myself to crave for other people's attention. And I have deprived myself of my own self-presence. I have neglected and ignored my own existence as life. I have completely disregarded myself, not realizing I am life, I am here, I am also a human being with all that exists as life is also given to me as life. I am not a mistake of nature. I am not like a discarded property. I am a creation of life. I am a manifestation of life. I am life. I walk, talk, exist, eat as life. I am an expression of life. I am a total expression of life. Why don't I see this within myself? Why do I always see as I am a lack, I am an empty vessel, or I am a broken record, or I am one with a victim? Why do I see myself as such a burden? Am I a burden of life? Am I a mistake of life? No, I am life. I am an expression of life. It is through my mind and through participation of thought that I have limited myself and conditioned myself to live a life of curse. I do not have to do this to me anymore. I can set myself free. I simply see I am here. Look at the skies, stars, everything is here as life. The trees, everything is existing as life. And likewise, I am existing here as life. Life is expressing itself through me. But me, on the other hand, not seeing myself as life, but rather as a victim. I want energy. That's what I want. But me as life does not require energy because I operate through the energy of life. Life energy does not require mind energy. Mind energy is ego. That's what wants attention from others. Look at this tree. Right there, there's a tree right here. Does this tree demand attention from anyone? No, it's growing on its own self-presence. It's breathing and releasing oxygen. It's sitting there, tall and straight, rooted onto the earth, standing beautiful, with full of grace. Look at that tree. It has grace. The presence of the tree has grace. It's a total and a complete expression of life. Well, I am no different. I am also like that tree. I am a complete and a total expression of life. But the problem is my mind. In this mind, I have completely disregarded me. But instead, I have constructed a story. And the story has become my ego and personality, a story of victimness. I live as a victim, always wanting attention from others. So this desire for attention is to keep this victimness going, to keep this personality going, to keep this self-image going, to keep this ego going. That's why I am craving for attention. Because this tree right here, it's not craving for any attention. It's simply standing with full grace, simple self-presence. Here, the tree is here, but whereas me, I am not here. That's the difference between me and the tree. Well, the good news is I will die one day. It's one life, man. This one life. That's what that video I watched today, it says, one life to live. Don't give in to ego. Don't give in to attention, hungry. Simply live as here, as life. Breathe. And do what is best for all. If you're in a relationship, do what is best for all. If you are at work, do what is best for all. Self-forgive. Let the past go. Self-forgive, self-forgive, self-forgive. And then work for a system that will bring a new world. And in that we can educate everyone. We can teach self-forgiveness to all human beings. So now generations to come, we will have new breed of parents who will not be like my parents or parents of the past. They will not. The way they will treat their children and themselves will be like equals, honoring self as life and honoring others as life. And such parents are not here on earth today. They are yet to be created, yet to be manifested. And this self-forgiveness process is the way. In this I purify myself and I become a self-present human being. I become here and here. Not as a mind. I want to be like that tree, to be self-present, full of grace as life. I am here. Not as a mind complaining, whining, moaning, victim stories and wanting attention constantly from every other human being. Not like a parasite, but rather like this tree here, completely here, breathing, self here. Only difference is I can direct myself, I move. I am not limited like the design of a tree. As a human being I can do so much. But yet I must constantly, in every breath, must be like this tree. I am here. Self-presence. Obviously, a lot more self-forgiveness to follow. Thank you. Please visit us at www.destiny.co.za. Thanks.